Adamson picks up the Braum here. As for DLSU, they pick up in response their bot lane already. Doesn't give up a lot of information as well. So Adamson is going to respond with their bot lane of their own here. So this is just both of these teams. They will be playing a little bit safe and going for those powerful picks here. Adamson going for that Ornn on the top lane. DLSU responds in kind with a Singed.
I gotta say, Atlas, I was expecting the Ezreal pick and not the Ornn. You know why I think the Singe into the Ornn is a great matchup for Singe? Singe counters Ornn. Why? Because when the Call of the Forge God is called in and Singe puts out his sticky glue, I don't know what it's called, Ornn cannot move.
Yeah,
and if Ornn cannot move and is rooted down, he cannot recast the Forge God. So that's DLSU capitalizing on that. And not to mention, maybe we can expect Singe proxy farming and a ban of command perhaps.
Yeah, definitely going to be very powerful at the top side. Of course, second rotation of bans. Still a lot of bans here come from DLSU to just to ban out Jissy. Make sure Spring gets a very good mid lane there. Adamson bans out a jungle and a top laner. So very all-around bans here for Adamson. Zach goes in for DLSU. As for Adamson, they seem to be both going for these tank junglers. Lots of pressure early. He's going to go for that Sejuani.
Sejuani being picked against the Zach. It's okay. And ADU. Remember on previous matches how the Zen has been banned out by other teams because it was one of ADU's comfort picks. Looks like one team that I can recall having the similarity is AME, yeah? But ADU also has that same comfort pick, especially just for him in the mid lane. Now DLSU,
Let's see what they pick up. If they lock in this Yasuo, it's going to be quite a fun mid lane to watch here. Seems like that is actually going to be the case here as Ventus picks up the Yasuo for Spring in the mid lane. Man.
Yeah. You know what I love about this, guys? The Zac does have an AoE knockup.
Yeah.
And does have the less bounce, so DLSU goes to the wombo combo.
There's also the fling coming from Karna. If they just want one person dead really fast, just have Karna go straight in for him, running in the 90s, fling him up, and then Spring is going to ult him into oblivion. But of course, Adamson, you have to always be careful. Jissy, he's always going to be hunting for Comte here.
And we know that for this case, Yasuo is actually really rising in popularity. I mean, powerful pick all throughout it, especially in MSI. So now, guys, looks like we are seeing the summary of our drafts. Penguin Authority on the blue side versus Veritas Arcus on the red side.
And I'm pretty sure like Yasuo is such a meme in a competitive scene especially here in the Philippines, but I do think this is a legit pick. Consider everything that is on Penguin Authority's side. There's the Call of the Forge God, the Glacial Prison, the Shurikens, the Mystic Shots, the True Shot Barrage. So many of these things that Spring can
don't
just...
stop there. I mean, Mystic Shot does get blocked off.
Yeah, but that is a lot of opportunity for Spring to not only deal lots of damage if his team enables him, but also to stop a lot of the crucial skill shots that Penguin Authority wants to put out.
Oh, yeah, great counter towards the Ornn. I do completely agree with you. I mean, it's bad enough that Shiro can't recast the Forge God, but if the Forge God doesn't even enter the fight, that is just a wasted ultimate. Removes a lot of value from picking this Ornn. So, Penguin Authority, let's see what you can do with the obstacles in front of you. On to Summoner's Rift for our last match of the 2018 LVL Spring Term.
Seems like they're caught around, at least in vision of DLSU here, so they just have to back off, maybe put in some vision of their own. Seems like Esper is going to try and scout out the top side of Adu's jungle.
I mean, DLSU Esper is there, can spot out Shiro. Puts a ward. Clever move there so they wouldn't know their movements. But we know that for ADU, Prodigy is starting red side, and for DLSU, they know this. And for ADU, they know that there's a ward.
Seems like that will be the case. Information is such a crucial resource, especially in the early game. You have to know where these junglers are going to go. But of course, in patch 8.10, it is a lot easier to predict where a jungler will inevitably be.
And the fact that with Scuttle. Ooh, okay. Oh, this is good. And we know that for DLSU side, they were trying to block up any invade. Looks like the blue buff has been invaded by This Arcus.
Spare's gonna get this easy.
No smite, so he is sticking towards his smite. Maybe anticipating the Sejuani to go towards the blue side. They know that Prodigy is going towards the blue side. Pings are being handed out there.
Yeah, DLSU, they make the proactive move of going for the invade. So now, of course, Adamson wants to get that resource back by stealing their blue buff.
Look at Zach immediately going towards his blue buff area. Smite is available for Prodigy. Can he go for the steal?
So risky for Prodigy.
Channeling in. Here it comes. Oh, he denies the invade. Prodigy loses so much from that. Now he has, maybe it'll cost him his flash. Morgana going in.
Too.
Okay, here comes. Yes, he has used his flash. That's a lot of this actually value removed from ADU, and DLSU got so much from that.
I just love how DLSU did that. It wasn't just to steal the blue buff away from Adamson, it was also to force Prodigy to try and make a move. Since buffs are so valuable in terms of experience and gold, of course Prodigy wants to get back at Aspera here, but of course Aspera and the rest of DLSU know that. They make a move immediately to go for the blue buff, because it's not like the red buff is going anywhere for Aspera, so he just goes straight for the response. Burns so much resources from Prodigy, as well as wasting his time.
Not to mention his summoner spell, but also the level, right? I mean, the level is going to be very crucial come maybe the Rift Scuttle Thunder. So Zac may be ahead of one level, and that's going to be a big deal. And Shiro trying his best to match Karna, but in the end, Shiro really has to try and do something against the Singe. If he does not control him properly, this could be Shiro immediately removing the value of the Orange. The wind wall is something that he needs to look out for and time everything correctly.
It's going to be very tough here for Adamson. They do have very specific ways. Ooh, Prodigy.
Twinkle splash away. Same was just going in hard with the shadow. Here comes the Zac 40. Engage here. Going in for the flash. Letting in 2 kills for a 2-man knock. Prodigy. Now look, doesn't have the flash. Easy first blood.
Prodigy feels bad, man.
Oh god, he can't do anything here because they all know that he used flash, and Spring knows that he can't escape, so easy kill for him.
Very easy kill. He's just having a hard time. Gets his buff stolen away from him. Gets the invade countered, and then goes for a gank, and then immediately gets taken down by Spring. That is just rough, and this is going to hamper the rest of Adamson's lanes here, because Prodigy is so behind. He can't afford to spend too much time waiting for these ganks that might not happen. So he needs to go around his camps more, which means Aspera has more time and space to go for ganks himself without fear of a counter gank.
Yeah, when those happens, we did see the result before Atlas. Prodigy didn't get anything from it. So this is exciting, guys, because for ADU picking Authority, when it comes to this type of match, it's all about the invades. We saw this with Beardus Arcus, and now having a great start. Now let's see, because I'm really scared for picking Authority. I really am, because the wind wall is going to be a huge obstacle. A great timing. They need to know the great timing to end, because if the wind wall can block any engaged prison and the figure, as Atlas said.
And definitely here, that's going to be something that they need to worry about once the skirmishes in mid-game start. But here in the early game, just because Prodigy has basically been neutered in the early game, what happens here is DLSU, they already have pretty favorable matchups. This is just going to avalanche towards these turrets. All these waves will push always towards Ado's side, and that's just going to be priority all around here for the Green Archers, Varsity Arcus.
And now they're just shoving up the waves in the bot lane. They do have slight.
Prodigy's going to try.
Forcing out his flash. Just dodge the... Oh, wow. Great sidestep from Karna to dodge the knockup and the slow from the Sejuani to set up for the permafrost. Looks like great moves from Karma in the top lane.
Definitely, and just Karna with that happy feet movement right there. Could have just dodged death,
Grabe yun at Atlas.
And Shiro missed the knockup.
Super smooth.
Yeah, and Shiro missed the initial knockup too. Will he be able to get it?
He did recast his second force guard. Karna was trying to buy some time. Flings him over the tower. One more hit there. He gets the kill. Oh, he gets the double kill under tower. ADU Penguin Authority got a bit too greedy.
Oh, my God. Oh my days. Karna, he was able to regen up with his Corrupting Potion and his Dark Seal boosting that up. So he survived with a sliver of health. And because it's always very dangerous to dive a Singe or even chase him in general. So that's just rough for Adamson.
Super, man. I mean, my God. I didn't expect the thing goes that bad. I mean, I guess Shiro felt confident that, I guess for you guys, you saw, right? I mean, for Karna, he was trying to glue him to the ground so he can't recast the Forge God. But he was able to recast it, so he felt confident, went for the tower dive. But at this point, man, wala siyang defensive items, just gets the catalyst.
Man.
No defense, instead the tower just wrecked him to the ground.
And Karna should be feeling really good about that. Oh, let's see, because right now, Adamson is just in a tough spot. Prodigy can't really gank too often. So Esper just has all the time in the world to see what he can do with the other lanes. And Spring, oh man, he's going for it.
Last press onto Jesse. Just forcing him to recall. Spring really having an easy time in the mid lane thanks to the first blood that he got from the Sejuani. It really costed him his mid lane a lot, but has to be careful next time.
Has to be careful here. Seems like both junglers are still around the top side. Prodigy right around the corner.
He's been landing those Steel Tempests a lot, so great trust from them. Can Karna, he does have smooth movement. I mean, guys, come on. The movement
Oh
on the
man,
stage
this
was
is just going to be
great.
sad.
Oh god, we are seeing a lot of action happening here, but the blue invade happening in the jungle, right? We're seeing it there. Looks like in the 80s. Oh, gets rooted down under the tower. Ignited, and one more basic attack from Gomte. Secures the kill. Now to the blue side, they're going for him at 2-man. Still, there was nothing does not happen there. He does not use the last breath, forcing out Prodigy to use his flash. Looks like Spring's last breath was on cooldown.
Yeah, very good space there by DLSU. They know that both mid lane and top lane, they have priority on their side. They know that Prodigy's so behind. They know that Shiro is also behind here. This
My
could
god,
be
the
a dead
Dark Binding
support.
again, setting up kills 4. Viridius Arcus flashing over the tower. He doesn't care. Compton now sees Prodigy. Maybe he can go for an ult. Okay, just look for his Krugs. Prodigy needs to let go of those Krugs.
Man, and that's just another blow to Prodigy's usefulness in this game.
He's a non-factor now.
Definitely, and it's just so hard. Even though he's a tank, and we can always say, okay, tanks don't need as much gold as carries to be useful, but at this point, it's just way too difficult for him.
It's not just the kills out we're seeing the CS on the jungle. Look at the level. It's not yet there, but I'm pretty sure that Esper will be definitely level 7 soon compared to Prodigy because more CS, and for Esper has 2 assists.
That's pretty good so far. And because all of these lanes for DLSU, they have Veronica
on
Cadenza.
point, going in for the last press, signals the engage from DLSU onto the Braum there. Steel Tempest stacked up. Last stack knockup does not connect, but Esper doing work here. And great kill secured by Ventus with a Dark Binding over the wall.
Yeah, but it's been so difficult for Adamson University. There are a few things that they can do. They just have to play. They're already playing from way behind. They need to keep it slow, get as much vision as they can in their own territory so DLSU cannot keep diving them.
You know what I think?
It's so difficult.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. That's really difficult for ADU because they can't really afford to go for dives. We saw what happened, guys, dun sa top lane. What happened there was double kill for Karna. Because of this gives him so much money to rush that banner of command. And when that happens, I can tell you that Shiro will have a difficult time clearing the waves, and Shiro is going to be enough back up to the air there, but Karna doesn't care. He has more health, more regen too, thanks to the Dark Steel, so...
Yeah, just can just keep pushing in Shiro. Look at that. Just the poison ticks are taking a toll on Shiro here.
It's only a matter of time after that we can see the first third of the game, man.
First third as well, bot lane. Conte and Ventus really pressuring this bot lane so heavily.
Oh my god! Slick moves from Spring, but does not want to commit under towers there.
He's just way satisfied.
So on point yung Steel Tempest niya.
He just has to keep making that play there in mid lane. Always keep pressuring Jissy. Make sure that Jissy has no chance to roam. And that just means that this Zed is pretty much disabled for this stage of the game. He can't get the kills he needs to snowball. So when the mid game, late game comes, he's not strong enough to take down Comte because Esper and Karna are going to be there to just really harass their backline and peel for their AD carry. So it's going to be very difficult.
Not just difficult, that's more of a challenge for them because, let's say it's hard, yeah, but if they just leave it at that and don't do anything about it, then that's the problem here. Because if ADU just sees it as a challenge to try and overcome, I think they can try and win this game back. Because for Viridius Arc, the same thing goes for them. Going for a 1-2. and they want to end it on an even note, 2-2. So that's the game they're playing. But for ADU, wants a good chance to be in the playoff spot.
Man, that is just so much of a tall order, so much of a difficult thing to achieve. Especially when the game state is like this, when at 12 minutes you are 5,000 gold behind, a break behind, 2 kills on almost each member of DLSU. So that's just way too rough here for Adamson. And I keep saying, the way that they can get back in this game is just to try and wait it out, wait for opportunities where DLSU overestimates their own lead. But so far, DLSU has not made any mistakes that make it so that Adamson has an opportunity to make those plays that get them back in the game. So far, Adamson has been the ones that are blundering.
Actually, it's the fact that, yeah, I do agree, because ADU, it's not that DLSU are making the plays, it's DLSU capitalizing always on the mistakes of ADU. What did we see? Prodigy invading the blue side. Prodigy giving first blood to the Yasuo. 2-member tower dive giving a double kill to Karna. Now he has the banner of command. He's just waiting for the cannon minion.
And that's going to keep wailing on that turret. Man, that is just rough. And I disagree with the fact that with the statement that DLSU haven't been making any plays, because they've been making plays a lot. Look at this Spring right now. Gonna try and make something happen against Shiro, but that's not for lack of trying. Wasn't able to make something happen there, but they're always looking for opportunities. If they have priority, they go for invades, they go for dives.
Like when we saw on the red side when the Zac caught the Braum.
Yeah.
He went for the initiative because from all those mistakes, I think that Verizarkers, they're feeling pretty confident now. I mean, 0-7, putting the Yasuo on a 2-kill with a Phantom Dancer already completed.
Dear.
This Zed really can't have a good time. He did rush the Dust Pick, yes, but now it's Spring just having a fluid movement in the mid lane.
Yeah, and there's so much damage mitigation from Spring too. If he gets really good timing with his flow, he can pretty much neutralize most of the damage from the burst that Jizzy has, especially from the Duskblade.
So, I think when it comes to yung treat natin sa mga summoners who are still watching right now, so thank you so much, guys. It's the fact that we get to see Yasuo in an LVL game. And
that's
we
the
all,
prize.
Guys, of course, Atlas, we all love a Yasuo, a good Yasuo player. And there are things that we can learn a lot here.
Yeah, not just a Yasuo, but a Yasuo that's being successful right now. Prodigy gonna try and fight Esper here.
And what did we learn in our previous match? A Mundo that was successful too. So that in itself shows the skill level of our players entering the LVL Spring Tour. Okay, here it comes, guys. Oh, Skill Tempest last stack. It's the timing. Oh, he does timing, but he gets locked down by the prison in mid-air.
There we go.
Looks like Jesse will be picking up the kill. Great response from Prodigy. Did you see that Atlas? Mid-air, he just stood still. That's pretty cool.
And that's one of the ways that Adamson can actually capitalize on DLSU, overestimating their lead there. But that was risky. There is a timeline out there where Spring deals enough damage to take down Jizzy before Prodigy can help. But here, since Prodigy is able to get it in the way of the kill there, that's going to be a lot of gold here for Jizzy, and that's what he desperately needs.
And looks like in the top lane, it will be Karna with a banner of command cannon minion will be the one to push up the lanes here. Job coming in. There's the Black Shield. Knock off the stun connect, but he does shred through the Black Shield, and look at that. The Zac bringing in the goods. One can go for the kiss. There he goes. Does disengage, but Oi fights back with 2-man knockup, leaving him binded to the ground. Morgana again with those skill shots.
You have to be careful not to lose too much health here, because DLSU is looking for a push onto this mid lane. They've already taken out the outer turrets of the side lanes of the Adamson University here, and they just want that opportunity to get that juicy, spicy gold.
So, I mean, when it comes to those type of juicy targets, Atlas, and the spiciness of the game, looks like we're seeing all the lead falling in favor of Virtus Arcus. Not to mention, they've got the first Infernal Drake. The next Drake will be another Infernal. This is going to make it harder for Vegan Authority to bounce back. But I still want to see how they can try and make do with the mistakes they have. But, you know, guys, parehas pa rin yung Warrior Go. Yung Yasuo's win wall, timings, everything. So, Forge Guard, great tools, but one skill shot can ruin everything for Penguin Authority. Or rather, one skill from the Yasuo.
But DLSU still has to be very careful. There are
Here comes. Okay, that's one is on there. Great block from Spring. Could not stack up the Tempest. Prodigy going in with a flash. Misses the prison. Spring stacking up the Steel Tempest. 4 members spotted in the mid lane. We see the Zap. Spring going in onto Jesse, but onto the Sejuani at the max range there as we're going in with a 2-man kiss. Comes in from the back line doing some damage, but Spring right now focusing on the Shiro for the ace in the hole.
Nice flow right there. Rapper Vulcan in the house there, but yeah, definitely. Adamson could have overreached a little bit there, but fortunately for them, DLSU was not able to finish off any kills there, and that's what I keep telling Adams University. They have to look for those opportunities where DLSU is caught off guard, where they're being a little bit more careless, and they can get a kill or so from that. But here DLSU, even with that kill against them, they're still pressuring these lanes so hard. Oh, mad whip.
Grabe yung Ezreal sobrang close yung sa Dark Finding. If that had landed onto the Ezreal, he should just give up and just let him die. Because at this point for VA Atlas, look at the Singe freely pushing in the bot lane. He doesn't have his Banner of Command up in cooldown. So this is going to be a really fast push. Look at those minions. That's going to crack hard.
The next wave is going to be a cannon minion. That's what he wants. And it's going to be very troublesome for Adamson to try and stop this. Because at this point, what Adamson can't really fight DLSU head on. They have to look for picks. They have to look for ways they can gank these squishies. They can gank Ventus. They can try and take down Comte or Spring if they're isolated. They can try making rotations around the map to get objectives that DLSU is not within reach of. And this Drake's probably not going to be one of them.
Here comes Atlas.
Very risky.
The second Drake natin, the second Infernal Drake. Where does Arcus start things off?
Is going to be uncontested here. Adamson. And the thing with Adamson here is that...
Teka lang, medyo kinabahan yung Virtus Arcus there, but looks like the Smite will secure the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, and what Adamson can do, even with that Drake, the thing is they weren't able to take anything while that Drake was being killed. They weren't able to get any big pressure on the side lanes. Here they get a pretty good shove in top lane, but Spring just catches all of that farm. It's just so difficult right now for Adamson to go beyond the boundaries of the river because everything outside their territory is basically a danger zone.
Yes, everything is in pitch black for Pick and 30, but know that the next Drake would be the Ocean Drake. I mean, it's not that valuable, but at least we need to try to take something. But higher risk though. That's going to be a higher risk. But now the Baron will spawn in 52 seconds.
The Ocean Drake might be something that they need in order to at least get some traction in this stage of the game.
I'll try to go for the steal there. A huge chunk of gold going towards the Zac. And a lot of EXP. Look at the level of the Zac towards the Sejuani. There it is, level 1 advantage. So contests are really not in the plan for Penguin Authority. I mean, it's pointless because their Sejuani's under level, Smite's weaker, so why even bother?
Definitely not a 50-50 in that regard. And here, DLSU getting another big objective here. If they get this Rift Herald without contest from Abby, it's going to be very rough. It seems like they still get it, and Adamson is not doing anything right now. It seems like they'll try and go for it.
Knock up, and here comes the knock up, double knock up there. Spring goes in with the last breath, immediately going down. Also after the first kill, and now we're seeing from the back. There it is! There he comes! What a quick teleport coming from Spring. Now onto the orb, but there's one in the Baron. The Baron is helping ADU win that fight. Looks like DLSU was in a bad spot, immediately losing 4 members.
That was good. That was good from Adamson. They know that DLSU gets that Rift Herald almost uncontested, but then they follow up with such great dives there that all in.
Prodigy is very low. This is deja vu! Yan na naman sila. Tower dive there and see Inferno is going for this maybe triple, but okay. That's a close call, but at least, guys, we did see the 500 gold shutdown going towards
that is
ADU
so
side.
big.
That's a lot of money.
That is really big. And it went to Jesse, who desperately needs. Now he's 3-1-2, which is very comparable to the KDA of the mid laner here of DLSU. So going that so much damage here from the shurikens, the shadows, as well as just general AoE that they can bring out, and so much CC as well. So that's one of the ways that Adamson can take out DLSU if they're caught in the middle of everything here. If Comte gets taken down early by Jissy, that's going to be a big problem because that's basically half of the DPS of DLSU taken out of the picture.
I like how the Baron has no sides, chipped onto Sejuani, chipped onto the Yasuo, so be careful when you start a fight there.
That's dangerous.
Let's bounce. 3 members, no one to follow up. Forcing out his flash. Dark Binding does connect onto the Sejuani. Esperer going in, but the Force got disengaged with a 2-man knockup. Prodigy takes the kill, and now Simone is onto Karna. Does not land. Goes up there. Comte exits the hole. Gets blocked by Shiro. Karna not backing up just yet. They're onto the Orb. Knocks up the Caitlyn. Now Comte and Karna, they're sticking together. Bad spot there. Has to back away, and Shiro will get the kill.
There we go. DLSU's fumbling at this point. Adamson University catches DLSU in a situation where they have to fight 5v4, where Spring is not in the area. That's how they should fight. They should always go for these guerrilla tactics where they have the mob rule. They have the numbers advantage here. So they always have to keep going where DLSU only has half of their DPS.
Yep. So we're seeing the kill. Let's look at the replay to see what happened here.
So they committed pretty hard here, but they know that Spring is nowhere near here. So if they gather all 5 of the members, they can get a pretty good fight here. This is a pretty good call of the Forge God. Jissy goes for Ventus because he doesn't see Comte immediately. I think this fight could have went more smoothly for Adamson if he took down Comte first. However, it's still a very good fight here. Very good call to just commit to this fight because at that point, Spring is just so late to the party.
Yeah, we're trying their best to, go make some room for themselves, but look at this spawn, the Rift Herald. The Rift Herald did not do much here, but this is where this arc is trying to make do with what they have. But now, EDU Big Authority, this looks good, guys. I mean, this looks great for Big Authority because I think from those mistakes they have, Virtus Arc is getting picked up there. Could this be the point where Big Authority, EDU can bounce back? Could this be? Yeah,
definitely.
This
is their platform. They're not ahead yet. They're still terribly behind. They're 2 Infernal Drakes behind. They're 4,000, 5,000 gold behind. But they have opportunities.
Look at the knockup onto the members. Look at that. Simone was the target, but he does survive for now. And the knockup does on the Esper. Windwall will not block him dead. And there is the 3-man Forge God on Karna. Going on to Simone, trying to block him up. Now playing Shiro. They're focusing on to the Orn. Left up. Okay, at this point, Shiro's done for the count. You know what I like about that Clash Out? That's because of the fact that the Forge got connected successfully to 3 members, but know that ADU, I think when Jissy and Simone really didn't want to commit to the fight, they lack so much time.
Yeah, all the pieces for Adamson really need to come together. It's already happened twice, but pretty much the central piece for a successful team fight for Adamson is not just a call to Forge God, but Comte successfully assassinating someone. Trying to go for the Baron.
Last one has been denied by the Sejuani. Can they go for the steal? Members of DLSU, they are very, very low. But Esper's going in onto Simone. Prodigy takes down Spring with the Baron's help. Now Prodigy's onto Karna, but for now, looks like they have ignored Comte long enough. And now he's going to cash in for that kill. Gets Spring back there, ace in the hole, killing blow. No, it's going to be Jissy going in onto Comte. Now Jissy going in onto Ventus. Does flash away with the Deathbird in place. Will it kill down? Yes, it does. The last shuriken does connect. Now Comte going in onto Jissy. Does teleport back towards the blue side. But Esperer was waiting. And the wings there. Great patience there from the Zap.
Yeah, pretty much. That was a pretty bad fight for Adamson right there. It looked good at some points, but because DLSU was able to leave Comte up and running, that just puts everything in their favor. And as I was saying, Jissy is really one of the central pieces in the puzzle for Adamson. Because looking at it here, Simone has no frontline. Cadenda's already half health here, so it's so risky, especially that he got rooted right there. Cuts off almost all of his mobility. He gets taken down here by Karna and the rest of DLSU, so that just leaves. They do deny the Baron, which is good for Adamson, but this is such an onslaught here, and Jissy goes for Ventus here. He should have just backed off, saved his ultimate probably for Comte in the next fight, but he pays for it with his own life.
Man, that was a close call though for ADU. Without a doubt.
They do cancel the Baron, but DLSU still going strong, 6k ahead, 3 Drakes on their side, very steamy in terms of how they're doing this, and now Baron is still the apple of their eye.
Man, Two-man knuckles, last but connecting into it. Before Spring to go in. Force Guard coming in. Gets blocked by the window. Wind Wall, Prodigy backing away. At this point, ADU no more tools. Everything denied by one single skill. Flinging the Prodigy back towards their zone. Garna taking some skill shots. Third shots there. My god. I mean, Atlas, I'm kind of losing track of this game because I'm seeing VA going in for this hard clashes because they can. They, for one, Spring plays the wind wall at the right time, and this signals their second attempt in the barrel.
Seems like they might actually get a good chance here, but they have to be careful. Jissy does not have his ultimate, but he can deal a substantial amount of burst damage, so they have to be careful. Simone is going to try and poke them down. Wind wall, pretty good.
Could this be the second mistake? Could this be the steal?
Days!
It's a steal for Penguin Authority. Look at that Simone taking the Baron for the team.
Oh my lord. Adamson gets that Baron. This could be another springboard for them, but once again...
Oh man, this game is just getting longer and longer, Atlas. I think for Penguin Authority, great job. They got a great cleanup before in the Baron pit, but it was sort of a trade-off there. But this, man, this is all them. I mean, they stole the Baron. Now they secured it for themselves. Now they're in the position to go for some defensive plays or go for some push.
Yeah, they do have a little bit of a platform here to try and reach up because DLSU is still very, very much ahead with 3 Drakes and 4K gold. However, Adamson needs to stop making the mistakes that they've made in the past 2 fights here. They cannot, they absolutely cannot split up when DLSU is going for them because that's the only way that they can fight back. And Jissy needs to go for Comte or Spring, most likely Comte, always. If he goes for Ventus, if he goes for Karna, just because they're low health, it's not going to do much because no one else on Adamson can really reliably reach Comte. And Comte is such a huge chunk of their DPS. In the fights that Adamson won, it's because Jissy was able to chunk down Comte and take him out of the fight, either killing him or at least really pushing him away that he doesn't become relevant in the team fight.
Man, I mean, it makes me excited, Atlas. Everyone, it makes me excited to see that when the Baron steal does happen, this is hope for Penguin Authority to get one more win and make Veritas Arcus first week 4, a nightmare. Because ending their debut week with a 1-3 is something they don't want. But for ADU, they don't care. They want their slot secured.
Definitely.
They want higher chances moving on to the playoffs. So this is what they're fighting for. Only 2 weeks remain, so you know the PA will try their best to bounce back into this game.
Gonna try and push this really, really hard, but they have to be careful. DLSU is going hard on this mid lane.
This is bad. 4 members invested in the bot lane. We know that you have Baron, but can a single or one top laner can clear out the waves here? But they don't. They're still going for it. They're going for the aggression. Looking at the top lane, Karna's pushing in. This is big, guys. I mean, Simon does have the... Wait. What's happening here? Sure, string out the waves here. Ban of Command is in place. Looks like the inhibitor turret has been taken out. Okay, Veritas Arcus going in for the kidnap onto the den. The Prodigy being binded down by the Morgana. Spring going in here for the double. Can he make it a triple? Ace in the hole gets blocked by the Orc, but Espero will be the one to take him down. Spring closing in onto the Ezra and gets that triple kill. Jissy left remaining here. Can he escape?
Seems like he might be able to escape with a shadow. He wasn't even able to use his ultimate in that fight. Comte is just left free to free hit, and Spring as well dealing so much DPS. I think Adamson missed a huge opportunity there. Specifically Shiro.
Look at that flash in, elastic shot.
Oh man, trying to ult on the Singe is not going to work out for the Zed, but once again, this is probably going to be game for DLSU. But I think at one moment, Shiro could have saved the day because they had 4 members pushing in on the 3rd tier turret in the bot side. Call of the Forge God could have canceled those recalls. Because Karna, he's already taking down top lane turret. That's already a lost cause. He should have gone for the recall cancel, and this pretty much cost him any chance of the game as DLSU takes away their 2nd win for the day.
What a great match it was. We did see Penguin Authority having small chances to bounce back into our last match, but in the end, Veritas Arcus punishes that 4-man bot lane, like we saw in the game. So, I think this is a great thing for Veritas Arcus, ending with a 2-2, but for ADU, they need to mellow it down a bit.
Yeah.
They were going for a high-risk scenario, yes, and I do agree with you. Maybe the Forge God could have cancelled those recalls because they had Baron buff in the man.
That would have been big.
That would have been big.
Could have taken down an inhibitor, delayed the game a little bit, and perhaps even taken down a Nexus turret. But of course, that's all in hindsight. They have to take this information, all these learnings with them in their following weeks, in their following games, because they really, really want to get ahead in these standings as we near closer and closer to the playoffs.
Only 2 weeks remain, guys, so here are the standings to summarize everything. What happened in our week 4 of the LVL spring term. UST Tigers still taking his first spot, but for Pulso matching the win score. But as of now, UST Tigers having no defeat.
Such a strong team so far. They're really champions. They won outstandingly in the previous term, and now they're defending that title so far. But it's only the group stage. We still have the playoffs. We still have the rest of the LVL to go.
I mean, it's something to look forward to, you guys. I mean, four weeks left in the 4 weeks right now in the group stage. 2 weeks left. That's something that you guys can look forward to. But I think this is it for now for me and Atlas. So my name was Vulcan. With me was Atlas, your shoutcasters entering this last match. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it, and we do apologize maybe for some delays that we did have, so we do apologize there. But in the end, thank you so much for your support for the 2018 LVL Spring Term. This is me, Vulcan, signing off.
Right now, it seems like they'll go for it.
Knock-up. And here comes the knock-up, double knock-up there. The spring goes in with the last breath, immediately going down. Also after the first kill, and now we're seeing from the back. There it is! There he comes! What a quick teleport coming from Spring. Now onto the orb, but there's one in the Baron. The Baron is helping. 80 going in, but the Force got disengaged with a 2-man knock-up. Prodigy takes the kill, and now Simone is onto Karna. Does not land. Skills of there. Comte, eggs in the hole. Gets blocked by Shiro. Karna not backing up just yet. They're onto the orb. Knocks up the Caitlyn. Now Comte and Karna, they're sticking together. Bad spot there. Has to back away, and Shiro will get the kill.
There we go.
Look at the knock-up onto the Nemesis. Look at that. Simone was the target, but he does survive for now. And the knock-up is on the Esper. Windwall will not block him dead. And there is the 3-man forge gun on Karna. Going on to Simone, trying to block him up. Now playing Shiro. They're focusing on to the Orn. Okay, at this point, Shiro's gone for the count. I mean, you know what I like about that class? Members of DLSU, they are very, very low. But Esper's going in onto Simone. Prodigy takes down Spring with the Baron's help. Now Prodigy's onto Karna, but for now, looks like they have ignored Compton long enough. And now he's going to cash in for that kill. Gets Spring back there. Ace in the hole, getting blown. No, it's going to be Jesse going in onto Compton. Now Jesse going in onto Ventus. Does flush away with the Deathport in place. Will it kill down? Yes, it does. The last shuriken does connect. Now Compton going in onto Jesse. Does teleport back towards the blue side. But Espera was waiting. Last one connecting into it. Before Spring to go in. Force that coming in. Gets blocked by the window. Wind wall. Prodigy backing away. At this point, ADU no more tools. Everything denied by one single skill. Blaming the Prodigy back towards their zone. Karna taking some skill shots, but Espero will be the one to take him down. Spring closing in onto Ezra and gets that triple kill. Jesse left remaining here. Can you escape?
Seems like he might be able to escape with a shadow. Pushing in on the 3rd tier turret in the bot side. Call of the Forge God could have cancelled those recalls. Because Karna, he's already taking down top lane turret. That's already a lost cause. He should have gone for the recall cancel, and this pretty much cost him any chance of game as DLSU takes away their 2nd win for the day.
What a great match it was. We did see Bangin Authority having small chances to bounce back into our last match, but in the end, we're